always good to be friends with your neighbors. However, Ukraine has been finding it tough to get along with its neighbors recently, and not just with Russia. Hungary, a nation of 9 million that borders Ukraine's southwestern Transcarpathia Oblast, is extending its influence in Transcarpathia, which is home to some 100,000 ethnic Hungarians. As Russia did in eastern Ukraine, Budapest has been trying to dictate Ukraine how to conduct its internal affairs and accusing Kyiv of suppressing the Hungarian minority. The tensions flared in September, when Ukraine introduced legislation that makes Ukrainian the only language of education in public schools. Most of Ukraine's neighbors took this as an attempt to suppress national minorities. Hungary took it the hardest. It even threatened to block Ukraine's integration with the European Union and NATO. In response, Ukraine said it wouldn't let another neighbor to dictate the internal affairs, hinting at Russia. It also started restoring a military base near the Hungarian border. And who was there to fuel the tensions? Russia. In February, a man from Transnistria hired 2 Ukrainians to attack the Hungarian center in Transcarpathia. Ukraine accused Russia of being behind the attack. So why is Hungary so interested in Transcarpathia? The reason lies in region's past. Transcarpathia became part of Ukraine only after World War II, in 1946, when Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union. Locals say a man born in Transcarpathia early last century could have lived in at least 5 different states during his life without moving home. Western Slavic tribes dominated the region in 6th till 9th century, but then Hungarians invaded these lands. The Austro-Hungarian Empire ruled here until it collapsed at the end of the World War I. Then Transcarpathia became part of the new state, Czechoslovakia. In 1939, Carpathian Ukraine proclaimed independence, but that lasted for only 3 days. Hungary, an ally of Nazi Germany, used the chance to seize back Transcarpathia. After World War II, the victorious Soviets took over the region and proclaimed it part of Soviet Ukraine. But many Hungarians, especially politicians, still see the loss of their former territories as an injustice. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán has made Hungarians abroad one of his government's main focuses. Since 2010, Hungary has granted more than 700,000 Hungarian passports to ethnic Hungarians living abroad. 100,000 people in Transcarpathia have them. They were allowed to vote and likely helped Orbán's party win elections in April. The party that came second openly calls for Transcarpathia to be returned to Hungary. And for locals, Hungary means a better life, especially since the average wage there is almost 5 times higher than in Ukraine.